Hi everyone, it's me, Krylios, Team Racing Productions MC and producer. And joining me today is DC indie rock artist Cinema Hearts. And I'm so happy to have Cinema Hearts here with us on the
Thanks
Team
for
Racing
having
YouTube
me.
channel. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Your
Am I
orientation just
sideways?
switched.
I don't know
Yes.
why it does this. I'm not on portrait lock. Let's see. Oops. No.
All
All right.
right.
We might have to just do it this way. Ah, the joys of live streams.
Yes, it is. Yes,
All
it is. But
right. Here we
how are you
go.
doing?
Good.
It's great to
All
have you
right.
here.
I'm going
Great
to
to
lower
have you here.
this. Thank you for
Do you think,
having me here
of
today.
course, of course, of course. I loved it. I love it. I'm glad that you're here with us. Well, let's talk a little bit about you. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into music.
Sure. I've always been a singer and I've always loved writing. I used to do a lot of poems as a kid. So it just came naturally to me to write my own songs because a lot of the music that I wanted to sing wouldn't always be in my vocal range.
Yeah.
So I went into that, started Cinema Hearts, and it's been a few years now. And honestly, like music and being a part of the DC scene, like I would not change anything for that community and that warmth
Yes.
that surrounds a lot of the artistic scenes around here.
I love it. I love it. I agree. I agree. And as someone who's had contact with a lot of the artist scene, I fully agree with that. Tell me about the name. How did you come up with the name Cinema Hearts?
Cinema Hearts. So when I was in college, I worked at a movie theater named Cinema Arts that was in my hometown. And I didn't know this before working at a movie theater, so maybe a lot of you out there don't know this, but it was a small six theater. So there were six movies playing at once. And when people went in to watch their movies, you would have 2 hour breaks because all the movies start at the same time. So during those breaks, I would be like playing guitar and just kind of daydreaming and hang out with my coworkers. And I remember I joked to them, if I ever have a band, I'll name it after this place. I'll call it Cinema Hearts. And they were like, all right, great, whatever. And now it's a thing. So,
I love it.
and
I love it.
it's grown beyond that initial origin to become something in of itself.
Wonderful, beautiful. All right. Well, tell me about a little bit about your inspirations. You know, what inspires your music? You know, you're an indie rock artist. I love it. Tell me
Mm-hmm.
what inspires your music and what fulfills you when writing your own music, creating that art.
Sure. I guess what fulfills me would be I really push myself to try and write like a new perspective on on an idea that's relevant to a lot of people. I mean, I
Hmm.
think it's kind of a joke at this point that like most pop music covers the same topics as it has for centuries. So it's sort of like, how do you use the same like linguistic concepts, the same stories that make up the human experience and write something new? So it's like one of my songs is about being a woman and playing guitar. I have some new songs I'll be recording in December that were about like competing in beauty pageants and what it means for like women to be trying to like push themselves in society or what it means to be objectified. I had a lot of my early songs were about when I was in college and I felt like I was away from my friends and that distance.
Hmm.
So it's really funny now when I do live stream concerts and I play, sometimes I bring my older songs out, to fill the time. And the concept of distance is still happening now.
Yes.
Or I remember when I was younger and writing my early songs, feeling like I was trapped in a virtual world, just like now. So,
Hmm.
there's this saying that when an artist or a writer, like their initial inspiration for a piece, it's not as important as how that piece will then be interpreted later on by different people who have different experiences or who live in a different era, even.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. And you touched on it a little bit when it comes to COVID, but you have been doing live stream concerts and all of that. You know, how has that been for you to adapt to this new virtual world
Mm-hmm.
we're living in?
I think live stream concerts are a lot of fun. I remember even I guess it would be like 3 or 4 years ago, I was like experimenting with doing like impromptu concerts live online. like I wouldn't tell people ahead of time. I'd just go live and be like, surprise, I'm in a weird location. Here's a song. So it's interesting that live streaming isn't new, but it's now mainstream for sure. I think it's a little bit more fun than a traditional go to a venue concert in that you can kind of play. I love playing more with like set decoration. I tend to use tinsel a lot because it's really inexpensive and it looks great on camera. I'm like that I don't have to drive, but it's definitely, I do miss like live venue shows. I miss talking with like fans and friends afterwards. I miss meeting like a band who's on tour, who's maybe stopping in DC and getting to know them. I miss like the drive home after you go to like a night out in DC and you're on your way home and maybe it's like, I don't stay up that late. So maybe it's like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. and the city's really quiet and the streets are empty and it's just nice. I miss that.
Yes.
But I think the neat thing about live streaming is like you can see anything from anywhere in the world. Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. It's neat to see like when celebrities or established artists do a live stream and you're like, wow, they have houses? They have a living room like me? So that's what I think about.
It's very surreal. It's very surreal, isn't it? Tell me about the future. Share with us about the future and what you're looking forward to with your music as 2021 approaches.
Sure. Well, I'm recording a new album in December. So I'm very excited about that because I haven't gotten the chance to be able to record some new music. So we are well overdue for some new Cinema Heart songs. I'm planning to release like a Christmas single that I recorded with my friend Jack Philippoum. So it's sort of like a jazzy Christmas standard. I normally don't like Christmas music at all, honestly. But I think, and I'm sure a lot of people relate to this, like right now, you're like, I'm just scrambling for any source of joy and any like reason to like have something familiar and, you know, something that I guess you could like say like traditional in the sense like I expect it every year. So I was like, I'll do a Christmas song. Why not? So I'm working on that at the moment. 2021, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen. So like,
that's the truth. That is the truth. Hey, can you share with our viewers how they can, they can follow you, how they can keep up with you, support you, find your music, all of that?
Sure. I mean, if you want to support me and any musician or artist out there, giving us a follow online, you can follow me at cinema_hearts on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. I have a Facebook page, but I don't really use it that much right now. YouTube, right? On YouTube, I've been doing a few more song covers, and there's also some music videos on there since I love making videos and I love putting together like really dramatic, fantastical things. But yeah, if you all are able to stream an artist's music, you can stream me on Spotify. Heck, you can buy music. You can, I don't know, do all that you all like to do. But it's really important to support the arts and music right now since there isn't like a set national safety net for a lot of creatives out here. So we really do rely on fans and on patrons and people who sometimes we take the arts for granted. But I think we really have to recognize now, like, you know, when I'm watching my Netflix, when I'm listening to my podcast or my Spotify playlist, there's people behind that who are just trying to make it out here like the rest of us.
Yes, that is true. And to our viewers, the links to Cinema Heart's website will be in the description. So you can go ahead there and you can also find the links and all of that for the social media. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been such a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.
Of course, it's my pleasure. And to our viewers, thank you for watching. Bye.